Hey guys, it's the new Tarkov wipe, and with that, a bunch of new mechanics, a new map. It seems there's even some new audio as well that has been brought into the game, and I kind of wanted to give my thoughts on it now that we've had the wipe for about a week and a half, 2 weeks. Starting off with Ground Zero. As you can see here, this is actually footage from my very first raid of the new wipe. Ground Zero is basically an offshoot of Streets for anyone that hasn't played yet. I actually like it a lot better than Streets. It's more compact. It's basically one road, buildings on both sides of the roads, and each of the buildings has a fair amount of detail and depth to them. So you can go and hang out in a single building for the entire raid and still come out with loot, kills, and even finishing quests. All of the beginning trader quests are now moved to Ground Zero, and they are different from the normal ones we're used to, like debut and sanitary standards, stuff like that. The therapist quest is to bring her 3 medical items of any kind, as well as find the Emercom extract. Prapper wants you to find a mounted machine gun, a mounted grenade launcher. They're on the two opposite ends of the map, as well as eliminate 5 targets on Ground Zero, which can be scavs or PMCs. This is actually a nicer beginning quest because you don't need to survive after finding both guns. You can find one gun, extract, or die, and then come back in and find the other one. Skier has a quest where he wants you to take the car extract, which is kind of nice because it also does give you that scav rep bonus. It is 5,000 rubles, so going in with 5,000 rubles in your secure container is not a bad idea for this one. I actually unintentionally took that extract on this first raid. Mechanic is probably the most annoying quest giver for this map simply because you have to find the PMCs in the Terra Group parking lot, which is actually where I spawned. You then have to find a dead scientist body, which has a key on it. And when you find each of these steps, it actually adds an objective onto the quest in raid. I think this is the first time we've actually seen that in Escape from Tarkov so far. After you get the key, you're supposed to go up and unlock the lab, which then gives you an additional objective to grab a hard drive from that lab and then extract with it. The key is a one-time use, which is probably the most annoying part of that quest. Other quests further down the line do require you to come back to Ground Zero, namely a Prapper quest where he wants you to go into a bar, find a bottle of wine, and extract with it. It took me 2 or 3 attempts at that quest simply because I actually couldn't find the bar at first, and then when I did find it, it was heavily camped. That kind of leads me to this part of our discussion on Ground Zero. I think this map is great. In the recent Tarkov TV, they mentioned that they're going to be doing a split on it. So right now, if you're under level 20, you can go to Ground Zero. After level 20, you can't. Nikita said in the most recent Tarkov TV that they do want to do a split where you're going to have a lobby where it's going to be level 0 to level, I believe he said 16, and then level 16 and up. So there is the capability of coming back to Ground Zero later, which is great because this map feels really good for PvP dynamics. But because the quests that are on this map are very specific to certain locations that tend to have a lot of choke points, you are going to run into a lot of camping situations. I had a few times where I actually waited, 15, 20 minutes into the raid to go find that wine bottle, and there were still 4 or 5 dudes all just hanging around the bar. This map can have up to 12 PMC spawn on it. That's a huge amount of players for how small this map actually is. The spawns are a little bit closer than I would like for how many players spawn on the map, but overall, I actually think it's really nice having a large amount of players on a small map with somewhat close spawns. There were a few times where I loaded in, died instantly because I rounded a corner and a guy had spawned right there. That might need a little bit of tweaking, but this is just the first pass of the map. The map has been out, a whole 2 to 3 weeks. Loot wise, I'm not that impressed with the loot on Ground Zero, but I really shouldn't be impressed with it. It's supposed to be the beginner or introduction map to the game. I shouldn't be finding graphics cards and all these high end stuff, as that's not the purpose of the map. The purpose of the map is to introduce you to base mechanics of the game. They did kind of do the dick move of placing claymores and mines and not labeling them fully. There is one building, the tar bank, that has a safe, and if you see the safe and you just rush in, you'll miss that there's a claymore sitting on the chair right next to it, and you'll blow yourself up. Sound has been improved, at least from what I can tell. I've been able to hear things more clear with and without headsets. I have been able to see the difference between the headsets a bit more clearly now. It's no longer like a range distance thing. My contacts versus Sordins are picking up roughly the same distance. It's just the kind of sound they seem to be picking up, which I appreciate a lot more. As you can see in this clip, I'm using sound to try to figure out where this guy is and try to position myself so I can snag him. And I don't know if it's just me, but it seems like the blood spray is a lot more evident. There are still like little hidey holes that you can rat in on ground zero. They're not amazing. This one I just nailed this guy because I heard him moving around and I stopped what I was doing and, just kind of waited for him to open the door to figure out what was in that room. Fun fact, that room doesn't have anything in it except an Easter egg when you breach the last bathroom stall. There have been a few kills that I've gotten that I felt a little dirty about getting. This was one of them. There was one where I ran at a corner and just straight shot a guy in the face with a shotgun that he was obviously not expecting me. Felt a little bad about that. But then I remembered, hey, he's level 2, I'm level 2. It's kind of the name of the game for early wipe. It's a lot of Timmys killing Timmys. Armor plates are a really cool addition. So far, I've seen a little bit of how they're interacting with the different gunplay, as well as the actual armor hitboxes. The trooper armor is no longer like the king level 4 armor because it doesn't actually cover all of your torso. You can shoot someone in the side and in the back, and it will just drop them. There have been a few posts about people complaining about how am I dying to level 4. It's not even saying that it's damaging the armor. I think they need to add like more broken down hitboxes in the post raid screen so that way you can see, oh, this is the part of the thorax I got hit in, or this is the part of my back that I got hit in. The armor plates themselves have seemed to make me more survivable when I'm hit in the armored plates, but now that area is much smaller, it's more condensed. So time to kill seems to have stayed relatively the same. It's just a matter of what kind of shots are going to kill you and which ones aren't. I have yet to die to the fated armpit shots. I have killed people with the armpit shots, though. So being aware of what you've got on your left and right flank is really important now. It's just having that positional awareness that's going to end up saving your life. I guarantee it. I have seen some shenanigans with armor on the flea market now. I am level 15 now. I'm actually like level 17 or 18, I think. There has been some shenanigans where people will put a slick up onto the flea market or a hex grid, and they'll put it up there for 300, 400,000 rubles, but there's no armor plates in it. So make sure when you are going through and purchasing armor off the flea market that it does have armor plates in it and it does have like decent durability. The one I actually nearly fell for was buying a trooper armor, but it was missing its level 4 armor plate, so it just had its level 3 plate. New recoil. It's great. I love it. I was using an MP5 for a while. It was really nice. It was basically a laser beam as it used to be. There is a little bit more recoil than it used to be, but it's much easier managed. I saw some people saying that they're not sure about it because it's something that they're not used to, and fair play on that. I think it was Landmark that was like, oh, this recoil is really weird. He didn't say it was bad. I saw a lot of people being like, oh, he's bitching about it. He never said it was bad. He just said it was weird, which is super fair because you've been used to the old recoil system now for a few wipes, and now we've got a full new system. I really like the new recoil system. It feels good. I'm able to actually like fire a weapon on full auto and get kills with it, which is not something I've been able to do in past wipes. If you've watched my previous videos and stuff like that, the only time I'm actually spraying full auto is when I'm within 2 to 5 meters at most. Otherwise, I'm doing burst shots, I'm doing single taps, stuff like that. And even in some of these clips, you'll see me take more single tap shots just out of habit of it. With that, the combat feels a lot better. I actually feel like I can go up and have a one-on-one fight where neither one of us get the drop on each other. Like, we'll both be walking and see each other, and we'll be able to actually have a good gunfight that isn't solely reliant on, okay, does he have the 500,000 ruble meta gun? Do I? Do I get the lucky shot that like pings his face? This one actually feels like my aiming skills actually matter a lot more. I think for the first 3 or 4 raids, because I was just using the MP5 and I was getting used to the recoil, I was walking out, and mind you, most of these were scav kills, so, but I was still ending with, 7, 8 headshots in a raid, and they were all my kills were headshots. So that is kind of neat that aiming skill now seems to actually matter. Previous wipes, it felt not so much. You were very reliant on the components of your gun to bring recoil to something you could actually manage. As far as my frustrations for the wipe so far, I don't have a ton of them. Right now, rose-colored glasses are on right now. Everything seems fun. Everything seems great. One of the best features that they have added to this game is the ability to look at the profile of the person that killed me. Oh my god, what a great feature, because it can tell me right away, okay, yeah, this guy's got a 75% survival rate, 300 raids, and a 50 kill death ratio. Yeah, pretty sure that guy's hacking. Oh, the guy has, a 2.5 kill death ratio, 3,000 hours, and he's got about a 30 to 40% survival rate. Okay, yeah, no, that guy got me. He's better than me. That's as simple as that in that situation. So I think that's one of the coolest features they added. I know it's not the kill cam everyone wanted, but we can only do so much with what BSG is willing to implement. I know they implemented a kill cam for Arena. Arena supposedly has had all of its code built in from the ground up. The snow is also really cool. Snow blindness is kind of a pain, but otherwise I really enjoy it. So I want to thank you guys for watching. If you guys have any additional thoughts, leave them in the comments below. Hit the like, subscribe. I'll talk to you later.